Here's a video just showing you some of the quick tips on posture. So we have the horizontal position first. So if you work out sort of where you are playing, which is normally around the middle of the keyboard, but you just put your hands where they're going to be playing and then put your body in the middle of that, so you're not too far to the left or to the right. The next bit is the vertical position. So adjust your seat or the keyboard if it's on the stand so that your forearm is parallel to the ground. So not too low that it's like that, or not too high that it's like that. So it should be parallel. Then we have the hands. So keeping that idea of the parallel line, the arms parallel and the hands parallel to the keys. So again, your hand not down or not too far up. Next, the tips of the fingers pointing down. So your hand is parallel and the tips of your fingers are pointing vertically down. So it's fine, for your fingers to be rounded like that, but the end, it goes from that way to the tip of the finger is straight down. As opposed to, say, having flat fingers like that. You want to have them more like that. And also rest your fingers on the keys. So if you're playing the key, obviously you just push down on it. But when you're not playing it, don't lift it off the key. So don't be like lifting them up like that, because that's making a lot of work for your hand there. So just rest them on it. If you're playing the key, just push down through. If you're not playing the key, just let it just gently rest. Unless, of course, you have to move it to play a different key, then you have to lift it off. But the minimum amount off it is better, because it's much easier to move across as opposed to coming right up and right down again. So yeah, just think of not raising them too far off the keys, and try and just rest them on the keys. So when you're playing, ideally should be very little movement of the fingers going around. So there's not a lot of movement going on there. Then we have the distance from the keyboard. So ideally your arm would be at a bit of a right angle like that. So again, not too far away that it's too shallow, and not too close that it's like that. So just roughly a right angle. The main thing is really being comfortable. So all of these are just guidelines. You don't have to be too obsessive about, is the angle exactly right? It's about being comfortable. But these are trying to avoid the excesses where your hands are in a position which long term might cause a bit of stress on your muscles. The same about the length of practice. Again, practice to the point that you are comfortable. If you start to feel uncomfortable, then maybe take a break. And so if you keep practices short, about 15 minutes, that should be fine for most people. If you want to keep on playing and it ends up being an hour or so, great, it's fine as long as you are comfortable in that, but you don't have to be practicing for extended periods at the same time. So regular short practices would be better than doing like a 2-hour mega session and then you're aching all over. And then for chords, I recommend the fingering, which I've covered in a different video. So the fingering is flexible. I recommend having the little finger, the middle finger, and the thumb playing the chords. That's my recommended way. But if you find that tricky, there's no problem with switching the fingers to use different fingers. So you could use your forefinger, the second finger, and the thumb like that. But it's important generally to have the thumb on the top, because if you try and put, say, the index finger on the top, that then is a bit of a stretch like that. So generally that will stretch your hand more than having the thumb on the top. So those are the top tips for posture, with the emphasis being on just find something which is comfortable for you.